this afternoon, and voting began to decide whether the center will close.
As the security shutdown continues for its fourth week, thousands of TSA agents are leaving their jobs. Live weather radar will show us our chilly temperatures and more as Kent Stater TV starts right now.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good Monday evening, Portage County, and welcome back to Kent Stater TV. I'm Lila Schaefer-Hughes.
And I'm Amanda Nichelle. Thank you for joining us. We start today with an update on the U.S.-Iranian operation.
6 U.S. service members were killed in the Iranian operation this Friday. The U.S. Central Command stated that the crash was not due to hostile or friendly fire. However, the crash is investigated further. The victims were identified through official military channels and family confirmations, bringing the total death count of the American service members in the Iranian operations to 13.
The incident occurred over friendly territory in western Iraq while the crew was on a combat mission, and again was not the result, as CENTCOM has said, was not the result of hostile or friendly fire.
3 of the identified airmen were from Central Ohio. 28-year-old Tyler Simmons and 30-year-old Captain Curtis Angst are from Columbus, and 38-year-old Captain Seth Koval is from Stotesville. All 3 Ohioans belong to the 121st Air Refueling Wing in Columbus. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine ordered U.S. and Ohio flags to be flown at half-staff on all public buildings statewide on the day of their funerals to honor the 3 Air National Guard members.
They are valued members of our team, and their loss is deeply felt across the 121st Air Refueling Wing and the entire Ohio National Guard.
A woman died in Portage County Jail Sunday night. Officials confirmed that Pauline Farrell, 42, was found unresponsive during a security check. The press release confirms that staff and medical personnel tried to perform basic life-saving measures, but ultimately were unsuccessful. The press release states that an investigation will be conducted.
Cuyahoga County's judge just upheld the denial of Mackenzie Shirilla's appeal, justifying the decision on the one-day late filing. Shirilla is serving 15 years to life in prison for driving a car at speeds up to 100 miles per hour and barreling into a brick building, killing the 2 passengers who were with her. The appeal for her arrest was filed past the 365-day deadline, and the court decided that the case had followed proper process, which made the original sentence be upheld.
A group of animal rights activists was arrested and are being charged after they broke into the Rigland Farms in Blue Mounds, Wisconsin yesterday. A facility previously ordered by authorities to close by July 1st due to animal cruelty charges. Using power tools and sledgehammers to get into the farm, the group claims they rescued 22 dogs. Police confirmed 8 arrests were made shortly after the group posted about their rescue mission on social media.
Nearly 4,000 union workers at a beef processing plant in Greeley, Colorado went on strike Monday. The workers of JBS are demanding higher wages and safer working conditions. They are one of the largest meat packing plants in the United States, and a spokesperson said they shifted production ahead of the strike to soften the impact. This is the first strike for the meat packing industry in 40 years.
Turning now to some breaking weather news, a massive tornado watch has just been issued for over 13 million people along the East Coast. The alert comes after a vast stretch of the East Coast reaching all the way up from Florida through New York. Forecasters warn that severe weather conditions are expected to last throughout the day and watch will remain into the effect at least Monday evening.
With the worst windstorm since 2012, more than 200 people are still without power in Ohio. The high winds sent trees, heavy limbs, and debris straight to power lines. Utility officials called it the most significant blow to the electrical grid and have their crews working to restore the power of customers across Ohio. Spring break did not feel like spring at all this past week, with winds of more than 85 miles per hour. Lila, are we having the same conditions this coming week?
Yes, Amanda, that is right. We are going to have some chilly temperatures. Welcome to your weather forecast. I'm your weather anchor, Lila Schaefer-Hughes. As we look at today's weather, it's 32 degrees. That is at the temperature of freezing. And as we see, the precipitation has changed from rain into snow. And it is very, very cold with that 18-mile-per-hour wind blowing right at your face and the humidity sitting at 62%. You just need that winter coat. That's all I can really say. You need to pack that winter coat. I unfortunately packed mine away, and I thought we were gonna have nice 60 degrees, and it's not 60 degrees, it's 32. But as we look forward into the future, we can still see that the hourly forecast is at 8 p.m. we're going to have a 20% chance, and 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. we drop that 20% down to 0. No chances of snow. But we decline from 28 to 25 to 21, slowly dropping, slowly getting into the chillier 20s. So if you go out at 12 in the morning today, I don't know, to like walk your dog, if you do that at 12 in the morning, you probably need to bundle up with some mittens and scarves and hats because it's 20 degrees. And as we look forward into tomorrow's forecast, there's snow showers. It's going to be cloudy. The wind 15 miles an hour. It's going to be a repeat of today. Groundhog's Day almost with the snow and the cold, but I'll let you know as we have. All right, folks, that's all I have for right now. Stay tuned to see the surrounding temperatures of Ohio in the extended weekly forecast. Let's go back to the desk.
The war with Iran is pushing into a third week, and new strikes are being reported, including in Tehran, Iran's capital city. Israel's military claims that they are planning at least 3 more weeks of its campaign against Iran after the attack on Tehran. The Iranian Red Crescent workers search for survivors in the rubble of the damaged buildings as attacks continue to hit the city.
The Israeli military has announced the start of targeted ground operations in southern Lebanon, marking a significant escalation in the conflict with Hezbollah. The operation is focused on the strategic town of Qayyam to destroy infrastructure and cut supply lines as intense airstrikes continue to happen. Lebanese officials report that over 1 million people have been displaced. Israeli Defense Minister vows that evacuated residents will not return until security in northeast Israel is fully guaranteed.
President Donald Trump used his efforts to persuade the Kennedy Center to be renovated. The Kennedy Center's Board of Trustees voted this afternoon and approved the 2-year renovation plan, which will keep the center fully closed while happening. President Donald Trump said the closure was necessary and that it paves the way for future structures to be renovated.
They have been literally obliterated. The Air Force is gone. The Navy is gone. Many ships have been sunk. They're warfighting ships, but I guess they didn't know how to use them. And anti-aircraft is decimated, their radar is gone, and their leaders are gone. Other than that, they're doing quite well.
Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi warns the Strait of Hormuz is closed to enemies and their allies following recent aggression. Despite surging oil prices, top European leaders have rejected President Trump's demands to join a military alliance. Germany and the UK spoke out to intervene as the attempt to force open the waterway remains delayed.
Numerous countries have told me they're on the way. Some are very enthusiastic about it, and some aren't. Some are countries that we've helped for many, many years. We've protected them from horrible outside sources, and they weren't that enthusiastic.
Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Aroch warns that the Strait of Hormuz is now closed due to enemies and allies following recent aggression. Despite surging oil prices, top European leaders have rejected President Trump's demands to join a military alliance. Germany and the UK spoke out to intervene as the attempt to force open the waterway remains delayed.
Gas prices continue to rise as the rest of the world holds out on helping reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The average price of a gallon as of Monday stood at $3.72. That is the highest price for regular gas since October 2023. President Donald Trump has appealed to several countries over the weekend to help open the Strait of Hormuz, but the vital waterway has been mostly closed since the strikes began.
Now, there are others who would have made a different decision 2 weeks ago.
The UK announces that they will not be drawn into a wider Middle East war, despite rising pressure from Donald Trump to join maritime operations in the Strait of Hormuz. The Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, is prioritizing de-escalation to stabilize global oil prices and protect households from surging energy costs. While discussing options with allies, Starmer announces £53 million in direct support for lower-income homes struggling with heating bills.
Trial between Live Nation and Ticketmaster is still ongoing. Find out more details about your future ticket sales next.
After the break, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr threatened local broadcasters after the Iranian war coverage.
What if your research could reach beyond the classroom? Welcome to the 40th Graduate Research Symposium. This two-day event brings graduate students from all disciplines together to present their work, exchange ideas, and engage with faculty and peers. Join us each day at 8 a.m. for research and collaboration with award opportunities and keynote speaker Professor Michael Beam. Register for Graduate Research Symposium March 19th and 20th at the Kent State Student Center.
Greetings, loved ones. Let's take a journey.
And although I may be lonely, stick around for what each of the cast members has planned for today.
All that and more on College Voice.
Peace.
Peace out.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community.
Your stories.
The business world has been busy with new TSA charges and Costco recalls.
KSTV's very own Anne-Marie Chula has the details. Hi, Anne-Marie. What can you tell us?
Thanks, guys. I have some updates with the economy, beginning with news coming from the Transportation Security Administration. 300 TSA agents have left their jobs while the Homeland Security shutdown continues into its 4th week. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy shared the news Sunday, saying the amount of TSA agents call-outs have doubled since before the shutdown. DHS fundings ended in mid-February due to controversy in Congress with President Trump's immigration crackdown. More from TSA officer George Borick.
People are terrified. People are scared. They don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. A lot of them are trying, they're having mental breakdowns. They're having like, where am I going to get a meal? Yes, I have to say that the administration, the airport administration, has been instrumental getting meals for, the agents.
Agents missed their first paychecks and are worried about what may happen next. While many are working without pay, you can expect long security lines like shown in this video from Austin, Texas, where lines were forming outside the airport at 4:30 a.m. There's also extended wait times in Atlanta, ranging from 4 minutes to an hour, but with more agents quitting, expect wait times to be over an hour. Back here on the ground in Costco stores, there's a recall on their pre-made meatloaf meal kit due to a possible contamination of salmonella. The meal has mashed Yukon potatoes and glaze that were sold in 26 states, including in Ohio, between March 2nd and March 13th. No injuries or deaths have been reported, but you can get a full refund when you take the meals back to the store. Leaving the world of stores behind as we jump into politics, as Brendan Carr, a FCC chairman, threatened local broadcasters about their war coverage with Iran. The warning was posted on social media on Saturday, claiming that broadcasters are sharing, quote, fake news, unquote. Carr said that if they don't report with the public interest in mind, they will lose their licenses. His post included comments from the president, who has also criticized the media. Back here on the ground and in Costco stores, there's a recall on their pre-made meatloaf meal kit due to a possible contamination of salmonella. Back here on the ground and in Costco stores, there's a recall on their pre-made meatloaf meal kit due to a possible contamination of salmonella.
And ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back, Flashes. We've had a crazy week for weather. Strong winds, thunderstorms, and tornado warnings. The list goes on, but right now I have the updates of Ohio as a whole. We're really looking at 30 degrees for most of the state, but as we look over to Akron, Canton, it's 28 degrees, a little bit chillier than everywhere else. And as we lean in closer to Northeast Ohio, we see about the same temperatures, a little bit colder. We have Kent, 29 degrees, Youngstown, 30, Akron, Canton, 28 degrees, still upper 20s, 30s. It's still very cold, and that wind chill is going to make it feel colder. But as we look at the forecast for the week, the extended forecast, we see that Tuesday has the largest chance of snow, and that's pretty important because as we go up from the week, it only gets warmer, and we reach that golden temperature on Saturday, and that precipitation slowly changes from snow chance into rain chances. And as you can see, that was a look at your full forecast for the week. Be sure to stay updated with KSTV. I'm Layla Schaefer-Hughes, and that was your Monday weather.
Chicago's river has changed colors for tomorrow's celebration. Find out more later.
New coaching Baseball team triple header and Cavs versus Mavericks. highlights. So stay tuned for all sports news.
Hey there, welcome to
Kent Core.
Kent Core.
Kent Core.
Kent Core.
To Kent Core.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Kent State Vice President and Director of Athletics Randall Richmond announced that women's basketball head coach Todd Starkey will depart for another coaching position.
Starkey led the Flashes to 5 postseason appearances and 179 victories, the second most among Mid-American Conference schools in the state of Ohio, and now will be heading to the University of Arizona. Hey Trent, how is Todd Starkey's reputation going to be remembered for Kent's women's basketball team?
Yeah, Todd Starkey was a great coach. It's tragic to see him go. He accumulated 179 wins in his 10 years at Kent, which is number 2 all-time in program history. He also had 2 MAC East Division titles.
So now that Starkey is gone, who is going to replace him?
It's sad that Starkey is leaving, but he left the program in good hands as the assistant coach, Fran Rosica, has been named the new head coach and joined the Kent State coaching staff 10 years ago along with Starkey and has been in charge of recruiting for the Flashes. This has led to her developing 11 all-conference players. She has a great relationship with the team, and I'm excited to see how they perform next year. Speaking on Kent sports, I'm Trent Branston. I got a lot of sports for you, so let's get right into it. Heading into the mounds, let's take a look at Kent State baseball team as they had a triple header this weekend facing off against Central Michigan. Unfortunately for the Chippewas, the Flashes do not play around, winning their game 6-4 behind some stellar pitching from Ben Rabatin with 8 strikeouts and some heavy hitting from Alejandro Covas with 2 hits and 2 RBIs. The Flashes swept the series, moving to 15-4, which is their best start since 2023. Moving from the diamond to the hardwood, the men's basketball team fell to Akron in the MAC semifinals this past Friday, losing 75-68. The Flashes started off slow, going down 12 points in the first half, before trying to battle back in the second. Doreko Gillespie, who has been balling all year, had his 22nd double-double on the season. The Flashes season is not over. They will play in the National Invitational Tournament against Illinois National University this Saturday at 8 p.m. Staying in Ohio, but moving away from Kent, we got a heated matchup between the Cavs and the Mavs. So let's take a look. Starting off, Schroeder swings it to Mitchell. He goes up and under for the finish. Wow, that was tough. Let's take another look. Look at this control and finesse as he finishes over the defender. Mobley loses the ball. Mavs in transition. Flag takes flight and drops the hammer. Marshall going to work. Spins. Finds Nemhard wide open in the corner. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Schroeder taking the ball up the court. Fires it past Ellis, who goes baseline and slams it home. Let's take another look at that. Wow. He got up on that one. Almost kissed the rim. Bagley sets the screen and catches the oop for the finish. flag, working on Dean. Hits the low pickup and gets the foul and finishes through contact. Look at the body control here, being able to take the hit and still finish. Even hit the little flex at the end. Mavs starting to take a hold of this game, get a fast break and a quick oop to end the game. The Mavs win 130-120 behind Cooper Flagg's 27 points. And sadly, that is all the sports I have for you today. To stay up to date on all things Kent State sports, head over to kentstater.com and make sure to follow Kent Stater Sports on Instagram.
Have launched their careers at Kent State University. In track and field, veteran coach Nathan Fanger has propelled 2 star athletes to the Summer Games. Following in their powerful footsteps is Olympic hopeful Gabby Bailey. Gabby's high school coach knew Kent State would be a perfect home for the Jamaican star after seeing the success of one of his former athletes, Olympian Danielle Thomas Dodd.
Kent is a good place to grow because the environment here is unmatched compared to other schools. It's not just a good place for athletes, it's a good place for everybody. Everybody feels supported here.
Coach Fanger helps Gabby grow athletically and academically.
We want to go win conference championships and we want to see people's success outside of track and field, but to get there, you've got to be able to be supportive through the whole process, right? I'm there essentially 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's like an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else. And it's just a feeling of being welcome all the time.
Just do it. Like, just walk into that studio and be like, hey, I want to do this thing. And the chances of someone telling you no are 0. We always want help here. We always want someone willing to jump into different things. And at the end of the day, if that's something you want to do, either as a career or just as a hobby, learning those skills that we get here, it's what should push you to keep doing it.
Thank you for tuning in on your Monday evening. For more stories in your community, be sure to check out kentstater.com.
And tune in at 8 p.m. for Sports Corner.
I'm Lila Schaefer-Hughes.
And I'm Amanda Nichelle. Have a good night, Portage County.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.